Hey everyone! In this video series, we're going to learn Flutter from the ground up, covering widgets from the official Flutter Widget Catalog. This app is built specifically as a learning companion. Each widget has its own page with explanations and live examples. Alright, let's get started. This is the Basics page, the first section of the Flutter Widget Catalog. Here we have the fundamental widgets you need to understand before building a Flutter app: scaffold, AppBar, text, icon, container, column, row, and image. These are the building blocks of almost every Flutter app out there. We'll cover them one by one. In this first video, we start with the most fundamental one, scaffold. So, scaffold is the widget that serves as the foundation of every page in Flutter. Every time you create a new screen, you'll almost always use scaffold as the base. Scaffold is part of material design, Google's design system. It provides a ready-to-use page structure, and we just fill in the components as needed. In this app, we can see all the scaffold components in action. Notice the yellow labels. They indicate which part of the scaffold is currently active. First up is the AppBar, the bar at the top of the page. In code, we assign it to the AppBar property, which accepts an AppBar widget. Inside AppBar, there are several commonly used properties: title for the page title, actions for the buttons on the right, like search and menu, and leading for the icon on the left, usually used for a back button or hamburger menu. AppBar actually has a lot of properties and customization options to explore. We'll cover AppBar in more detail in a dedicated video. Next is the body, the main content area of the page. The body property can accept any widget: text, list view, column, stack, anything. This is where all the main content of the page goes. Since body can hold any widget, we'll cover the most commonly used ones, like text, container, column, row, and more, in the upcoming videos. Then, we have the fab or floating action button, the circular button floating at the bottom right. We assign it to the floating action button property, and its position can be controlled with floating action button location. Fab is typically used for the primary action on a page, like adding data, creating a new post, or sending a message. Tapping this fab will show a SnackBar, which we'll cover next. Now try swiping from the left, that's the drawer. And swiping from the right gives you the EndDrawer. Both use the drawer widget filled with a list view for the menu items. In code, just assign them to the drawer and EndDrawer properties. Drawer is commonly used for main app navigation, like home settings, profile, and more. It's one of the most common navigation patterns in mobile apps. At the bottom, we have the BottomNavigationBar, the main app navigation placed at the bottom of the screen. The BottomNavigationBar property accepts a BottomNavigationBar widget containing a list of BottomNavigationBar rhythm. Each item has an icon and a label. The current index property determines which tab is active, and OnTap is called every time the user taps a tab. Finally, the SnackBar, a temporary notification that appears at the bottom of the screen. This one is a bit different from the others because it's not a direct property on Scaffold. Instead, it's triggered via Scaffold Messenger. Of context, closing parenthesis, .show SnackBar. SnackBar is typically used to give feedback to the user, like after saving data, deleting an item, or when an error occurs. You can also add an action button like undo, and that covers all the components of Scaffold. Think of Scaffold like the frame of a house. It provides the structure, and we just fill in each section as needed. In the next video, we'll cover the next widget in Flutter Basics. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. See you!